Good afternoon, class. So, for geography, let us move on with another natural disasters, that is, landslides. Landslides refer to the mass movement of rock, debris, or soil and bedrock downhill due to gravity. They often take place in conjunction with earthquakes, floods, and volcanoes. So, landslides, they are mass movement of soil, rocks, debris down the hill, and it occurs due to gravity. So, what is gravity? Gravity is a force that attracts a body towards the center of the earth. Now, they often take place when there is an earthquakes, floods, and volcanoes. So, the areas affected by landslides in India are the Himalayas and the Western Ghats. The Western Ghats include states of Gujarat, Goa, Maharashtra, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. So, what causes landslides? Landslides are caused by several reasons, such as weak or weathered rock materials, ground uplift due to volcanic or tectonic activities, or the movement of the tectonic plates, prolonged rainfall, or when it rains for a very long period of time, earthquake, volcanic eruption, excessive mining and excavation, erosion, that is soil erosion, and deforestation. So now let us see what do we need to do during a landslide. During landslide, we need to stay alert and awake, evacuate the area as soon as possible. Getting out of the path of a landslide or debris flow is the best course of action. So we need to be alert and awake. We need to move out of the path where there is accumulation of these debris of the waste materials and move to the safe place as soon as possible. So now let us continue with the avalanches. So avalanches are the sliding of snow cover from the slopes of mountain due to gravity. So avalanches is the rapidly falling of these mass of snow, ice caps, and rocks down the mountainside. It is also caused due to gravity. Now, the areas affected by avalanches in India are some regions of the Himalayas are well known for the occurrence of snow avalanches, particularly the western Himalayas. Jammu and Kashmir, higher reaches of Kashmir and Gurez Valley, Kargil and Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, Chamba, Kulu Spiti, and Kinnaur, West Uttar Pradesh, parts of Tehri Garhwal and Chamoli districts. So these are the places in India which are vulnerable to avalanches due to the presence of the snowy mountains, that is the Himalayas. Now, causes of avalanches. It is caused due to heavy snowfall, the change in temperature or the increase in temperature, wind direction, and the slope angle of the mountain. And it is said that most avalanches occur on slopes between 30 to 45 degrees. So, what are the measures that we need to take or to follow in order to manage an avalanche? Advise residents in avalanche risk areas by publishing maps. So, these maps should be published by the authority or the government concerned, which shows the presence of these snowy mountains, which can cause avalanche at any point of time. Afforestation programs or the planting and growing of trees in areas where there is a risk of avalanches, dispose of avalanche potential snowpacks by artificial triggering or the exploding of these avalanche snowpacks, predict occurrence of avalanches through stability analysis and issue warnings. So these warnings should be given beforehand to the residents by the government regarding the risk or the occurrence of avalanches. Guide residents to emergency evacuation shelters. So temporary evacuation centers should be there near the avalanche risk areas in order to give assistance to the residents during time of emergency. So now let us move on with forest fires. Forest fires are the most common disasters in forests. During summer, when there is no rain for months, the forests are littered with dry leaves and twigs, which can burst into flames if ignited by even a spark. Forest fires pose a threat not only to the forest wealth but also to the entire regime of fauna and flora. So these forest fires, they are burning of vegetations or the bush, and it is unplanned, unwanted, and uncontrolled fire. And it is seasonal as it occurs mostly during the dry season, that is during the summer season when there is no rain for months, and when the forests are littered with dry leaves and twigs. And if ignited only by a single spark, it can burst into flames. So these forest fires pose a threat not only to the forest wealth, that is to the it poses a threat not only to the vegetations, the wild vegetations or the wild animals, but also to the entire regime of fauna and flora, to the entire ecosystem as well, that is including the human beings. So areas affected by forest fires in India: the Himalayas forest, particularly Garhwal Himalayas. The causes of forest fires, there are two causes, that is natural and man-made cause. Many forest fires start from natural causes such as lightning, which set trees on fire, or high atmospheric temperatures and dry weather. So it can cause due to lightning or high atmospheric temperature and dry weather, that is due to low humidity. Man-made cause, it is caused when a naked flame, a cigarette, a BT, or any source of ignition comes into contact with inflammable material like dry leaves or twigs in a forest. So forest fires can also be caused due to the negligence or the carelessness of human beings. It can be due to the littering of the cigarettes or bidi. So how to manage forest fires? Forest fires are usually seasonal. They start in a dry season and can be prevented by taking adequate precautions. Generally, the fire spreads only if there is a continuous supply of fuel, dry vegetation along its path. The best way to control a forest fire, therefore, is to prevent it from spreading, which can be done by creating fire breaks in the shape of small clearing of ditches in the forest. So as I have said that forest fires are seasonal and they occur usually in the dry season, so it can be prevented by taking adequate measures. Now we all know that if there is a continuous supply of this dry vegetation, dry leaves or dry twigs, the fire will continue to spread. So in order to prevent its spread, ditches can be dig up in the forest in the shape of small clearing to create fire breaks or to break the fire. So now let us move on to volcanoes. So volcanoes are mountains or hills formed by the accumulation of materials erupted through one or more openings or vents in the Earth's surface. Most volcanoes have steep sides, but some can be gently sloping mountains or even flat tablelands, plateaus or plains. So these volcanoes are openings or vents where the lava or the small rock and steam erupts on the Earth's surface. And this is built by the slow accumulation of the erupted lava. So most of these volcanoes, they have steep sides, and some of them are gently sloping mountains, flat tablelands, plateaus or plains. According to the Smithsonian Institute is the American institute, there are 1,511 active volcanoes across the globe. So it is said that according to the Smithsonian Institute, there are 1,511 active volcanoes across the world, and many more dormant ones that could recharge at any moment. So these dormant volcanoes, they are active volcanoes that have not yet erupted, but they are supposed to be erupted. So it is believed that almost 1/10 of the world's population live within the danger zone of volcanic eruption. Now, Barren Island, located in the Andaman Island, is the only confirmed active volcano in South Asia. The first recorded eruption of the volcano dates back to 1787. Since then, the volcano has erupted more than 6 times, most recently on 2nd May 2006. So it is said that the first volcanic eruption took place in 1787, that is in Italy, that is in Mount Etna. Here it is given that the most recent one is on 2nd May 2006, but Last year in 2020, there was a volcanic eruption in the Andaman Island. So the most recent one will be the one which erupted in the year 2020. So now with this topic, we have come to an end of natural disasters. So in the next video, we shall continue with man-made disasters. Thank you.